It can be difficult to feel open-hearted to other people when they behave in frustrating ways, or have scenes which can be pretty one-of-kind from ours. But even when that's not the case, preserving your heart open and being compassionate while others are struggling can also be hard, because there is a lot struggling in the world that it can be overwhelming. First of all, there is no requirement that we maintain our hearts open or have compassion for others. It is able to be sufficient to love ourselves and discover contentment and wonder within the world around us. But what an opportunity to open our hearts and sense love for different people around us. The second, there is anything that says we must have our hearts open all the time. We can exercise studying the heart a little, and perhaps that's all we can do. Slowly, we develop an ability to have our hearts open more of the time, and this exercise of feeling love more often is an enriching experience. In addition, while we place our identity and who we are in our career and romantic relationships, then we are putting our identity, who we are, and generally also our happiness, self-esteem, and peace of thoughts on something external and within ourselves. We are giving all of our power and manage of our happiness to our boss, customers, or romantic partner. This may create a very shaky sense of identity and fragile nation of happiness. If our boss, clients, or romantic associate will become unhappy with us, then our identity, who we are, and self-esteem becomes threatened. There may be nothing wrong with finding that means in our profession, making money to help ourselves and family, or having a near and intimate love with our partner. However, when our profession is our best source of happiness or our identity, then our identification turns into subject to force us outdoor, our managed and very shaky and insecure. We feel overwhelmed and discouraged because we take a look at the mountain of tasks and emails, and we assume we need to do it all. But we can't. There is no way to address a mountain in one pass. It all receives grouped together in an impossible challenge. However, in reality, it's a series of undertakings. It's no longer one aspect. However, it looks like it is. It's like searching out all the food we've left to consume in our lives, and wondering there is no way we can consume all of that. So that primary problem is that we look at all of it as one large not possible daunting issue, rather than understanding we can only take one step at a time. One breath at a time, separated. Every project is not that hard. We should choose one issue and awareness on that. While the recognition of those limits, and for you to be open-hearted and compassionate. One may want to, it look like to walk that balanced direction. If you open your heart to other people in your life, and that they supply your heart pain, may want you to apprehend that you are hurt, and take some space to tend to that ache. To give yourself love and compassion, to sense the harm, to forgive, before you open your hearts once more. With exercise, this will be a half hour to an hour of area. On this way, your heart doesn't have to be exposed, open, susceptible all the time. You can recognize if you have the potential and open it. And understand why you'll want to protect it and contend with yourself. It's not all or nothing in either course. There is a navigating through these waters that may found out with practice. It's one component to get started. However, how do you find focus so that you aren't thinking about the entire mountain of things to do? First, I select a handful of things to focus on these days. They hire be small things, but I don't like having a long listening because it's tough to awareness. So I choose a brief list. If I end the quick list, I allow myself to go get some greater obligations. Then, I choose one element from the quick list, and that I attention best on that. I position that into full screen mode, so there isn't any other issue to think about. I make it my complete universe. And I think about why this element in the front of me is crucial to me. Why do I care about it? What makes me sense inspired by means of it? This allows me to absolutely pour myself into this thing. Here is simple, everyday example of the way you operate your mind screen, planning a weekend hiking experience. Before you even decide to go, something needs to seem in your imagination that motivates you to go. Maybe you observed of the way proper it may seem to stroll out inside the sunshine in a stunning natural surroundings. Or perhaps you want to get into better form, and also you picture how a long stroll would possibly make your legs stronger. Or possibly you imagine that an exercise will help you to relax and unwind after an extended work week. Then, in case you take action, the content of your mind stream turns into something actual in your life, in this case an exciting hike out in nature.